Revisited this Cottonmouth site where I saw that first snake a couple days ago just for fun to see if he's still here, and he is in fact here. And it's kind of a muddy snake. He's a little dark. It's not a whole ton to look at, but it's beautiful in its own right. Look at that. See, this is probably obvious to most of you, but for those who don't know, that's how they get their name, Cottonmouth. It's because when they do that threat display opening their mouths, it looks like there's cotton inside because it's like a pure white. There are actually multiple cottonmouths in this brush pile. There's movement down there, and that sounds like a big one. And then we have this guy here, and then sitting on top of him, it almost looks like the same snake, but that's another cottonmouth. So there's at least 3 cottonmouths in this tiny little brush pile. It's a deadly place to step. So I'm out in a new spot, and here's a cottonmouth. And he's kind of got a different look to him. I can't put my finger on it, but he looks a little different. Alright, so there's a tail rattle, if you saw that. See it? And there he goes. He went under that bank, and that's probably the last I'm going to see of him. Alright, so this is a fun exercise. Who can spot the venomous snake? There is one in frame. Right there. Looks to be another cottonmouth. Here's a slightly better look. I don't know how close I'll be able to get because the brush is pretty thick. So this might be as good as it gets, but we'll see. Alrighty, that's as close as I'm gonna get. And you see, it's funny. First this year was the brown water snakes. Like I was up to my neck in brown water snakes, and now it's cottonmouths. This is like the 8th or 9th one I've seen in only a couple days. So there's a ribbon snake right here.
There's 2, look.
We're a total of 4 ribbon snakes. We managed to get our hands on 2, and they're actually giant for ribbon snakes. It's small for a snake in general, but for a ribbon snake, these are quite the titans. But these are very fascinating snakes, and this is the first time I've ever actually gotten to hold one. This is the last of the 4 ribbon snakes, and I would estimate him to be just over a foot long. And the way you tell these apart from garter snakes, they look really similar, is they have 3 lines on their back. And garter snakes will have their lines, their lateral lines on the sides really low, and these guys have them much higher. And if you look under their chin, garter snakes have a little checkered chin with some color, and these guys just have a plain white chin. Alrighty, so we've got ourselves a water snake, and I'll see if I can grab him. Here's a familiar face, the infamous brown water snake. He's probably 3.5 feet, and they're not much to look at.
Oh, you're looking at a different one than me.
So after further inspection, in this one tiny area, we have that brown water snake. And then down here, it's not a great look, but there is a cottonmouth there and a cottonmouth at the base, and you can just see his tail there. All right, this makes the 15th snake of the day, that cottonmouth right there. That is 9 cottonmouths, and then 4 ribbon snakes, and 2 water snakes, I think. Okay, here's yet another cottonmouth, and right below him, another cottonmouth. I have completely lost track of how many snakes we have at this point. I'm fairly certain we're over 20 snakes by this point, and here is another cottonmouth. He's a fairly tiny one. I would estimate him to be about a foot.
Oh, there's
Mr. Anderson being an idiot. He did the thing. That's very true. Cool snake. Alright, at this point, it's getting ridiculous. There's 3 snakes right here. There's 1, 2, right there, and then a 3rd one just below him on that ledge. 3 more cottonmouths. I think we have crossed the mark of hitting over 30 snakes in one singular day. And they've almost...
an hour, actually.
Yeah, and this has only been like an hour. It's insane. And almost all of them have been cottonmouths. It just doesn't get old though. Alright, this is a cool sight. It's a baby cottonmouth on a little branch here, and I think this makes cottonmouth like 1,000,005. Cottonmouth 1,000,006. There he is. Cottonmouth 1,000,007, and he might actually be asleep. Not anymore. Well, it's really never gonna get old. We've seen so many, but they're just such a beautiful snake. At this point, I'm just done showing cottonmouths. Unless we see an actually interesting one. We've just seen so many. and like with no variety, just cottonmouth after cottonmouth after cottonmouth, that this will probably be the last one I'll show unless we see a really cool one. Alright, sticking with the theme from last video of cottonmouths and alligators. There's an alligator. He's tiny, he's only like 5 feet, but man, that's cool. Alright, approaching the beast. Yeah. He's actually probably more like 6 or 7 feet. Keaton, if you throw something at him, so help me. You can like see his muscles tensing almost. Dang. What a beautiful thing. Like, it doesn't even look like it should be real, but it's right here. Man. Getting a little agitated. We'll see if he leaves or if he growls. Yeah, he's leaving. Later, dude.
Eats us.
Yeah, or if he eats us. That's definitely an option. Dang, that's just cool to watch. This would be a bad time to drop my phone. So here we are on a wobbly dock, observing an alligator. Bad place to be. You can tell he just came out from underground.
Yeah.
So dirty. Or
Well,
leech.
it's a ribbon snake. That's the 5th one today.
Alright, stop, dude.
He's waving his... What is that?
See, he musked all over me, which is something that snakes will annoyingly do.
That's kind of gross.
Very.
Yeah.
So I went from like never seeing ribbon snakes to 5 in one day. So here is another ribbon snake, and I think this makes number 6. You can tell he just came out of brumation, as in like he just came out from underground for the winter, because he's so dirty. But once he sheds his skin and gets a fresh coat of paint, I bet that will actually be a pretty nice snake.
There it is.
Wow. I think
You're walking past it.
Alright, Gator Wrestling 101. The first thing you want to do.
Not gonna lie, I thought you were serious for a second.